A showdown to rival any reality show is about to unfold. The human contestants are gearing up with tranquilizer darts, while the vampires seem unprepared for this challenge. Everyone is fully prepared and in high spirits, yet when confronted with the opponent's formidable firepower, this battle appears to be a match between a meerkat and a lion. You understand, even if a wooden arrow would strike a vampire's heart, it would likely just result in a thud sound, and that would be the end of it all. Despite that, the humans are outnumbered, like a basketball team trying to score against Jordan's team, destined for a crushing defeat. Meanwhile, the girl is sleeping like a log on the couch when Max bursts in. Surprise! This human girl is actually Max's daughter. A twist that's more shocking than Max chose to become a vampire to cure cancer and gain immortality, but his daughter sees him as a monster, unfolding like a melodrama where father and daughter refuse to reconcile. But as humans dwindle in numbers, Max desperately wants to turn his daughter into a vampire too, while she refuses to hang out with this bad monkey. The daughter rejects dad's proposal and bravely avenges her captured friends. It's a righteous moment of daughter against patriarchy. Max is hurt a bit, but otherwise fine. Yet to avoid being caught, he needs to turn his daughter into a vampire. Talk about a sticky situation. Since he can't bring himself to do it, he hands the task to Frankie. Frankie isn't wasting time, this is a long-awaited feast. The girl begins her transformation, and the next day wakes up feeling like a zombie in front of the computer. Edward and K. Mike are on standby, ready to shine some Frankenstein-style direct sunlight on the vampire. K. Mike wraps Edward in a blanket, opens the window to let him burn. It's Oscar-worthy drama. This process is double the pain for vampires, while Edward grits his teeth and holds on. A short exposure won't turn him back to human, and too long in his charcoal talk about no pain, no gain. Outside, Audley monitors Edward's heartbeat, controlling valves to extinguish flames, like a fire disaster manager on the scene. After a round of torment, feelings stir inside him. Vampires don't have a heartbeat, but now Edward's heart beats again. This means he's turned human. Transformed, Edward steps out carefully, like a newborn walking. Edward enjoys the feeling of sunlight on his skin, while Max rushes to the isolation room to check on his daughter. To his surprise, his daughter has become a vampire, biting herself a new definition of self-sabotage. To avoid falling into her father's footsteps, she had rather become a monster. This is practically the best case of teenage rebellion. Similar to how a company handles vaccines, these monsters are chained and pushed into the sunlight. In the flames, none survive. Is sunlight a destruction or salvation? It really just depends on personal choice. In order to fully and utterly save humanity from its plight, Edward and the other two break into a colleague's house, who is a former forensics expert possessing only a couple of years of experience in blood research. Now Edward has betrayed the company, fully becoming a traitor, and has chosen his side. Edward needs his colleagues' cooperation from the inside, at least to rescue those humans who haven't been drained yet. It's like a superhero mission. The colleague is shocked by Edward turning human, but secretly scheming in his mind. Before their chat, he makes an excuse to take a call and sneaks into another room, a classic lure the snake out of its whole tactic. After 2 minutes, Audley senses something's off and grabs the worker to check, like snooping around for gossip. But oops, he gets hit with the tranquilizer, and it turns out that colleague has been in close contact with the company all along. Edward's plan has leaked already, and he can't save Audley now. He can only save himself. Talk about a mess. Carefully planned escape with K. Mike is now lost. They hurry through a tunnel into a room. To everyone's astonishment, there is actually a vampire monster in the room. The expression on Frankie's face as he looks at his human brother appears absolutely unbelievable, beyond comprehension. Edward keeps urging him to put down the weapon and turn back into a human, but Frankie knows he's killed too many people to go back. In a desperate choice, Frankie seizes the chance and bites K. Mike's neck. Talk about adding fuel to the fire. He doesn't know K. Mike was a vampire too. He thought he could turn him, but ended up losing to a pet. With that bite, Edward discovers another secret of blood. It's a new traitorous revelation. Later, Edward returns alone, Audley captured on Maxwell. What a tragedy. Upon Edward's arrival, Max is unfazed because he just created edible synthetic blood. So whether Edward is a vampire or a human has become irrelevant to the company. It no longer matters. Synthetic blood. Max controls all perfect get-rich-quick scheme. As long as he can control the masses, it doesn't matter in what form they exist. Edward never even considered this point. To coerce Max into biting him, Edward has to use his daughter as bait. This trick is indeed a timeless classic, a one-trick pony that never fails. The cruel Max indeed behaves just as Edward had imagined, as he is undergoing a transformation from vampire blood to human blood. Vampires can turn regular people into vampires, and humans can turn vampires into humans. A total plot twist. Who leads whom? Everything seems too complex. In the vast universe, time is not eternal. How could such tiny lives think so? There is no such thing as immortality in this world. The only true continuity is mere cycles. Soon, Max, now human, is placed in the elevator, and the soldiers, smelling deliciousness, swarm to him. The starving soldiers devoured him completely in no time. It's like a heart-wrenching, gruesome win on a popular cooking show. Finally, Edward escapes from danger with 2 wooden sticks, tightly dragging oddly along. But to his surprise, soldiers are already waiting, with their guns aimed and ready, blocking their way.